Welcome to Sideline Savants, a fantasy football podcast dedicated to helping you set your lineups, navigate the waiver wire, prepare for bye weeks, strategically plan trades, and ultimately win your matchup. Do you have what it takes to become a Sideline Savant? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Here we are, the first episode on a brand new season of Sideline Savants, your premier fantasy football podcast here on the Boom Broadcasting Network. And I am blessed to have my man, Shannon Smith, a.k.a. Podcast Smitty, for our first episode of the year. Thank you, Shannon, for being here, man. How you feeling today?
Hey, no problem, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not the greatest at fantasy football, but I have fantasies and I love football. So guess what? We're going to do this. Let's go.
We gonna put those together, but that's why we're here. We're here to learn. I'm here to teach. I've been doing fantasy football for almost 20 years now. I'm in 7 leagues at the moment. Fantasy football, again, like it says, it's not a game, it is a lifestyle. So I do love this time of year. But I do want to give a quick shout out. If you guys watched the show last year, I was the guest host. This is how it all started from my true beginnings in the podcast world. My man Wayne, the commish, aka the model, my man Wayne Thomas, brought me on Sideline Savants as a guest. I ended up staying throughout the whole year, and boom, here we are now a year later. I'm doing an NBA show. I'm doing this show. I'm on a bunch of other different shows as guests, etc. So I want to give a shout out to my man Wayne because I miss Wayne, and unfortunately, he was not able to do it this year. So I'm hoping to get him back on. I'm still messing with him, but shout out Wayne Thomas. I miss you, man. We had a lot of fun last year, Barry and Danny Dimes, because as a Giants fan, we did that a lot last year. So I got to give kudos to my man, Wayne Thomas. Thank you very much. I miss a lot of the fun we used to have during our early infancy of Sideline Savants. And I'm hoping I can continue to push that forward for you here, brother. So I miss you. I hope to have you on soon. But, man, we are less than 2 days away, 1 day away. Thursday night football with starts. So make sure you guys get your lineup set. We do have a Thursday night game with the Eagles and the boys, and then full slate Sunday. So, Shannon, how excited are you for this new season of fantasy football? And what are your expectations for yourself? What do you want this year to bring you?
I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm about a 30. I'm looking forward to it, man. I
Ooh,
mean,
okay.
I haven't won a fantasy football league in a while, but to be honest with you, I have a good time, chatting it up with fellas, learning a good bit. Expectations of me, I expect to win. Doesn't matter.
That's
I
what I
expect
want
to
to
win.
hear. Yes, sir. That's what it's
This
all
ain't
about.
no, oh, we're having fun and this, that, and third. I expect to win.
There you go. And I was lucky enough to win one of my dynasty leagues last year. So I can't call myself a champion. I've had one in the past. And fantasy football, I tell you what, you wake up Monday mornings, you either feel fantastic after a win, or you feel demoralized after a loss, or you feel nervous if you need someone to carry you on Monday Night Football. So the range of emotions of fantasy football is right there, and that's why I love it so much. Is because you have so much emotion and love wrapped up into it. But we're going to jump right into this, man. I'm so excited for this first show. I really am. But I'm going to hit you with a question because Sideline Savants, we use our brain power here when we talk fantasy football. So I'm going to hit you with a trivia question. So I hope you're prepared. Think a little bit out the box right now. This QB was the youngest to ever win the Heisman Trophy and the NFL MVP. Along with these accolades, this QB's favorite pregame meal of choice is shrimp Alfredo. Who am I talking about?
Youngest Heisman winner. If it's young, I would say maybe mid 2000s. Maybe. Mm,
Heisman and NFL MVP.
NFL MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, Lamar Jackson.
You are correct, sir. Lamar Jackson is the youngest to win the Heisman Trophy and NFL MVP and loves himself some shrimp Alfredo before the game. So, being an Italiano, I got to give him props for that. But he was also our number one quarterback last year in fantasy football. A little over 434 points in your standard PPR leagues, but he was phenomenal. He is a dual threat, of course, with the running and the passing game. Um, he still has Derrick Henry behind him, but that offensive line loves when Lamar Jackson starts taking off. So we're going to get into this. So my first question is Lamar Jackson going to continue to be the number one fantasy football quarterback this year, or who do you think can top him in fantasy football?
You know what, man? I can't bet against them. That's the reason why I picked them first
Wow.
overall. I can't bet against them
Okay.
because the reason why I think that Lamar Jackson will be is because he had his best passing season last year. He had his best passing season.
Yep.
You know, the dual threat is always going to be there. It's never a matter of if, it's when he's going to take off for big yards and what do you want to get burned by, the pass or the run. But also too, when you stack that box, man can go over top with the left hand. You know what I mean? So, best passing, he had 7 top 5 finishes last year, and he was top 12 in 16 of 17 games. I don't see anything telling me that anybody else is gonna do it. I know that Joe is alluring with Jamar Chase and T Higgins and the way he can spread the ball passing, but the fact that Lamar Jackson can beat you with his legs or with his arm is always going to be the underlying factor. So I see Lamar Jackson with a repeat performance at quarterback, top quarterback in fantasy football.
And you kind of mentioned him a little bit. I mean, I know Lamar's going to be up there. Look, he's a first round draft pick quarterback, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But to me, I still think it's going to be Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow is going to overtake him this year. After last year's performance, which he had an MVP performance, his numbers were outstanding. His fantasy football numbers were up there. He almost cracked 400. I think about 380 plus
Mm-hmm.
points in fantasy football. Um, he has something to prove, and he's angry. If he had a defense, he would have been the NFL MVP. I think
I
they would
agree
have
with
made.
that. I
I
agree.
think they would have made the playoffs. I think he would have been up there. I mean, he would have at least been in the conversation. I
Of
know
course.
Josh Allen is another sexy pick, for up, being number one. He runs a lot too. Joe Burrow, not known for running, but Mr. Batman, aka Slim Shady. I don't know what color his hair is going to be this year. We'll have to see what he's got going on because Joe Burrow always likes to do something a little exciting here. But I think it's going to be Burrow. But yeah, it's hard to not pick Lamar Jackson because he is such a dynamic player. I think sometimes he does get in his own way. So we'll see how he does this year. If maybe that kind of play is going to change, maybe they don't want him to run as much. Hey, Lamar, we want to keep you healthy for the whole season. So that's the only thing I'm worried about. So, but we know our top quarterbacks, man. We know, top, quarterback rankings. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, 1A, 1B. I still put Lamar a little bit over Josh. I know Josh Allen won the MVP last year.
Hmm.
Um, but the one that's on this list that I want to talk about real quick here, Jaden Daniels. I had a couple of drafts already, fantasy football drafts, where Jaden Daniels was a top 5 pick in the first round, which he was picked before Lamar Jackson, before Josh Allen, before Joe Burrow. So the people are super high on Jaden Daniels. And being a sophomore, can you see maybe a sophomore slump out of Jaden Daniels? And do you think he is worthy of a first round pick? Do you think he's earned that yet?
you know, I see why they would have picked him in the top five. I get it. I mean, Jaden Daniels exceeded expectations by a long shot last year, especially fantasy. But to me, there will be a slump, but it won't be significant. I don't think it'll be detrimental. I don't think that it will. I think he'll still rack his points up because, once again, he's got the dual threat ability as well too. He may not be as elusive or as athletic of a runner as a Lamar Jackson, but he can get away. He knows how to get away, but also too, he's a good passer. I mean, the man can pass. He can get down the field. He can throw that deep ball, and he's a
Right.
big game guy. So I see why. Now, I mean, it's a big risk, high reward. You know, he's got a ceiling all day long. He does,
Right.
but he's also got a floor as well too. So it's all in a matter of what you put around him, and that to me, um, when you go quarterback early, it's always a matter of your quarterback is going to be one of those guys. It's either going to be your first or your second point getter.
Right.
I would say, but I see why, but I don't know.
That's to me that was a shocking pick. I had one league there; he was taken second. So you're talking about going over a top running back. So you got him that high up. That's up there, and especially with I like Jalen Hurts. Fantasy
Right?
wise, and it's so hard to separate the NFL from fantasy football because
Yeah.
you got to kind of separate it. You have to take a look at the bigger picture, and you look at these guys as numbers, and it's a little bit different. So I really like Bo Nix this year. I think he's another one of those guys I think can be um, coming up to be a dual threat. But Jalen Hurts with the tush push down on the 1 yard line, it's hard to beat that. So Jaden
Hmm.
Daniels, I think that's a stretch for a first round pick. But if you love him and you want him, that's what fantasy football is all about, man. Go get your guy. So, but there are going to be some sleepers out there. So, give me your top two sleeper quarterbacks this year in fantasy football.
All right. First and foremost, I think like my first sleeper, and yeah, I'm gonna try my hardest not to be a homer in this one. It's got to be Drake May. I'm a Carolina guy. I'm a North Carolina guy. I think Drake, he's got a better line this year, which is going to help him out tremendously. Drake is
Mm,
one of those guys who can get away, an athletic guy, but Drake's got a big arm. He can go downfield. He's got a new toy and Stephon Diggs. And also, he's got Kyle
Dick Dogs.
Williams in that third round.
Right.
He's got some guys he can throw the ball to now, but also, too, I think one of the underlying factors is Josh McDaniels is back as offensive coordinator in
Oh
New England.
Lord.
So, I mean,
Okay.
love, I'm not a Josh McDaniels guy myself. I'm really not. But the man
But
can coach some ball. He can coach some
yeah,
offense. So I
yeah.
think he's going to get Drake in favorable matchups at the quarterback position. I think he's going to know how to utilize that offense. So give me Drake May with my number one sleeper. And number two, once again, since I covered this squad, I think Bryce Young might be another sleeper as well too. The dual threat ability is there with Bryce. Bryce knows how to scramble. He can get away. He gonna need scramble. My man is a little on the vertically challenged side, so he's got to be able to get outside of the tackles a little bit and throw the ball
Right.
on the run. But I think the way that Dave Canales is going to get that offense going, he's got a timely running game now. Chuba Hubbard in the backfield, Rico Dowdle in the backfield. He's gonna have a running game that's gonna assist him, and also too, he's got a receiving core. He might have lost Adam Thielen, to Minnesota, but that's
I
okay.
think that's gonna be
You know,
tough.
I mean, which is going to be a little on the not so safe side for him because he was a safety valve. But I think that
Yeah.
Sanders will be a safety valve at tight end. Also, 200 Renfro adding him into the mix as well too. But also, Tedoroy McMillan. I think Ted is going to be a very, very good offensive threat, even as a rookie. I think Tet will have a favorable matchup. He was the first receiver taken in the draft. I think that he will do well. So give me my Carolina guys. Give me Drake. Give me Bryce.
I got two for you also here. I'm going to go redemption song. Redemption song. I got my man Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields has been put in every kind of non-favorable situation. They
Yes.
did him dirty at the Bears. They did
Yes.
him dirty in Pittsburgh. He should have played. He should have been in that playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
But he is still a dual threat quarterback. He can
Mm-hmm.
still get the ball down the field. He's going to the Jets. Look, I know it's the Jets and the Jets do Jets things. But I really believe this is a redemption year for him. Look, he's got Garrett Wilson. He's got some weapons. Brees Hall coming out of the backfield. But I think he can do what needs to be done, and I think he's going to score some points this year. I think the Jets offense is going to be a little more dynamic than it's used to, new coaching staff, etc. So give me Justin Fields, guys. I think we're going to sleep on him, and everybody's been sleeping on him, but he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. And he's
Oh yeah.
going to want to show everybody that he could play some football. So
Right.
watch out. He's going to score some points this year because he's on that redemption song tour right now. And then the other one I had picked, you already talked about him, Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young showed some things last year. He showed what people expected him to be. And he's one of those guys, again, where I really hate when they put rookie quarterbacks and just throw them out there and hope they just turn into something spectacular. Some guys float, which, you look at Daniels and Knicks last year, but some guys sink to the bottom. You look at Anthony Richardson, where they come in, they just throw him and go, hey, you're supposed to be this guy. And then all of a sudden they sink to the bottom. But I think Bryce Young learned a lot. I think he's got some weapons now, but I think ultimately he's got some experience under his belt. And I think he's got a lot to prove. So, guys, I think he's going to be a top quarterback this year. So watch out for Bryce Young throwing for 4,000 yards. Do not be surprised to see that. Tet McMillan is going to be up there for offensive rookie of the year. And there's going to be a lot of challengers for that too, whether it's wide receiver or offensive wide receiver or running back. But Tet McMillan is tall and he's going to catch a lot of touchdowns. Hey, go hit that C in the end zone, and I'm just going to lob it up to you. And Bryce Young just get it up near him, and he's going to catch it because he's a tall boy. So those are my two right now. There are a few other ones that we'll talk about here, especially once we get into later weeks. We're going to see how guys are performing. But we also have a bunch of rookies that may get starts. That are looking to prove something. So give me one rookie quarterback this year that will actually be relevant in fantasy football. Or don't give me any. There might not be one.
I'm not too happy with the rookie class. The one I really think will be really big this year is going to be sitting on the bench and should sit on the bench for the time being, and that's Jackson Dart. But I am going to go Cam Ward el de facto. I am going to go Cam Ward because Cam is going to play. He's in a position where he got to play.
Oh, yeah. There's nobody else.
It's either, you see what you got in this young man. I just hope that, he matures. I hope he does well with this Titans squad. This Titans squad is a young squad, an upstart squad. They might tell the man, go out there and play football. Actually play fantasy football this year. You know what I'm saying? They might just tell him to do that. Just go out there and actually play. Because we've got to be a unit that is building. And I think Cam will probably go out there. He'll probably play some football. I mean, I think the young man has got a good upside to him. It's going to be a little tough for him. You know what I'm saying? With what he's got going on, it's going to be a little tough for him. But give me Cam by default.
And I think he's got the tools. He does have a few things around him. A little suspect at the run game, but he's got Ridley, adding Tyler Lockett, a safety valve, a veteran wide receiver, I think is going to help him out. He did some special things in Miami. And yeah, as long as they let him kind of off the leash and just say, look, just go out there and chuck the ball down the field. don't worry about winning games. I just want to see development. He still can get you some points. You know, you have a lot of leagues out there where you can run two quarterbacks. It's hard to pick two quarterbacks and have two stud quarterbacks in some of these other leagues. So if you got a two quarterback league and you need somebody, Killer Cam, I think, is going to get him. I like him, but mine is de facto rookie because he just didn't play his rookie season, and that's J.J. McCarthy.
Right.
So J.J. McCarthy coming into his first year as the Minnesota quarterback. Of course, he has Justin Jefferson, Addison when he gets back from his suspension. Um, he got Thielen back. So, again, I think Thielen is going to be missed in Carolina, especially with Coker being injured.
Very
But I,
much.
I love me some. Adam Thielen won me a championship last year. So, Adam Thielen, thank you. I praise Adam Thielen. Guys make fun of me in my leagues because they think Adam Thielen's like old and washed up. But no, man, he can still produce some points.
Mhm.
He is a third down monster, and he can
Yes.
get you some touchdowns here and there. So, again, you have bye weeks. You have some of these bigger leagues where you're adding kind of an extra slot or an extra flex. Go out and get Adam Thielen because he's going to be a safety valve for J.J. McCarthy. Because, yeah, he may get the ball down the field once or twice in a boom play for Justin Jefferson. But when it's third down and 8, third down and 10, that ball's going to Adam Thielen. He knows he can catch. Adam Thielen is a points guru for me. But J.J. McCarthy, I think he's going to show me something here. And Minnesota needs to know because, of course, they moved on from Sam Darnold. They put all this eggs in his basket. It's his car to drive now. You got the keys to Ferrari. So you better learn how to use them paddle shifters, baby, because
Definitely.
it's
You're
going
gonna
to
need
go
that
from zero
supercar. That
and it's going to
supercar is
go
tough,
0 to
baby.
90.
That
Oh yeah,
supercar is
especially
tough.
you got Justin Jefferson. You're not low and slow right now. You better gun it.
No.
So
No.
interesting. All right. So now I got another question for you here. And this running back broke multiple records in college, including total touchdowns at 53 and rushing touchdowns at 43. This running back is also renowned for his impressive Connect Four skills. Who am I talking about?
That's Saquon, right?
Very good. Yes, sir. How can you
The
not?
Connect Four gave it
Saquon,
away.
the Connect. Oh my goodness! Everybody knows Saquon is Connect Four. So yes, Saquon Barkley. In a lot of leagues last year, he was the number one fantasy football running back, but not ranked number one this year, which is very very interesting. Where he falls in the ranking. I don't know if he falled a little bit because he hit 2,000 yards last year, so they're thinking it's a fall off. He's on the cover of Madden this year, so I don't know if the Madden jinx a little bit. But Saquon Barkley, again, on one of my fantasy leagues, helped me win the championship. So thank you, Saquon. The only thing I cannot stand is that he's in Philly. As a Giants fan, I got Giants stuff behind me. It still tears at my heartstrings to watch him go to the Eagles and win a championship and then run for 2,000 yards and be the top running back in fantasy football. So it's like just keep hammering away. But man, I tell you what, he is a stud. But man, look at Bijan Robinson right now, the number one ranked fantasy football player. But in a lot of the drafts that I'm seeing, Saquon is going for before him. Aston Genty is going before him. Jamari Gibbs is going before him. So it's interesting. Not a, Some of the prognosticators are high on Bijan Robinson, but people who are actually picking are not, which is kind of interesting. But my first question is, I want to go back to the quarterback, and I want to mesh this in a little bit here. Is the running back position more important, or is the quarterback position more important in fantasy football?
I love this question, man. I really did. When you sent this to me and everything about the show, I was like, man, I like this because I had to read. I had to do some reading. And I will say this in my heart, the running back is always going to be important because of the duality of the offense. As a San Francisco 49er fan, I grew up watching the West Coast offense,
Right.
watching how how running backs catch out of the backfield. And it utilized Roger Craig and Tom Rathman, those guys and that, and then also too going into the early 2000s with what it did for LaDainian Tomlinson's career, what it did for
Right.
Maurice Jones-Drew, what it did for those guys. And I'm like, yo, you have to have guys in the backfield that can catch the ball. It's great to run the football, pound it out. It's wonderful, yes. But being that extra receiver in the backfield is going to make all the difference. I like the quarterback being more mobile. I like it. And yes, guys like Lamar Jackson are going to be fantasy guys that you drool about because of their duality of running the football and passing the football. It's wonderful, yes. But at the end of the day, that running back that is extra in the backfield when they're stacking the box or they're sending guys deep to cover on that prevent defense, and you got that running back underneath that Bucky Irvin underneath,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna get you some points. So I gotta say, running back still is big with the running back position for me.
And it is for me too. I mean, that's why I think if you look at a lot of leagues and a lot of way people draft, and they get shocked when somebody doesn't take a running back real high, especially in the top 5 or top 7. You know, when you look at the quarterback position, the top 15 will probably get you some points.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the running back position, the top 5 are the monsters, and then it
Oh
kind
yeah,
of really starts dropping off from there. So yeah, to me, the running back position will always probably be the most important position in fantasy football. Just, the high attrition, the depth of the position, the ability to be in the red zone, and then just except when you're a Philadelphia Eagle. Because when they get to the 1 yard line and then they do the stupid frickin' tush push, and Jalen Hurts gets all the points, and Saquon Barkley, who done run the ball 99 yards to get you to the 1 yard line, instead of giving him the ball to get to end zone, you push on the tush and you get Jaden. Man, I can't tell you how many times having Saquon in my league last year, that just infuriates you when you get somebody the vulture,
right.
the
I
touchdown
understand.
vulture, whew,
I
or
understand it, man.
or they give
That
it
would
to the
be
halfback or something like
right.
that. So, uh,
Give
just
me
makes your
6 points. Give me
yep, it's
six.
your head wants to explode. But the rankings. Let's get back here in the rankings here. Bijan number 1. Do you have him as number 1? Look at in the football perspective. I really like what the Falcons have done. They've improved their defense. I think if they go Penix at quarterback,
Yeah.
they are going to be a dangerous team. I actually have them winning the South this year. I think they are going to be that good because they have a pretty dynamic offense with Penix, Bijan Robinson. Look, Drake London, I think, is a monster, and Kyle Pitts may actually show up and play some football too, which is pretty exciting. So, but do you have Bijan Robinson number 1, or if you had to rank these, at least give me your top 5 if you have to switch these rankings around? Who do you got number 1? Give me 1 through 5 real quick.
It's very alluring having Bijan Robinson. I've got him at number 3. I got him at number 3. Um, and some of these guys got Christian McCaffrey still in the top 5 as well too. And as much as I love CMC, 49er fan to me, I love him to death. I really do. But I can't put him in the 5. I love him, but I can't do it.
Right.
I honestly do have Ashton Genty at number 5. I've got
Really?
Genty at number 5. I think
Okay.
that the Raiders, with the way the trajectory of their offense, their new look offense, I think they're going to be dangerous fantasy wise. They're in the same division as the Kansas City Chiefs. We're not talking standings in football. We're talking standings in fantasy football. So I want to put him at number 5. I got at number 4. Um, give me Bucky Irvin at number 4. Give me Bucky.
Really,
Give
Bucky?
me give me Bucky at number 4 because I
Okay.
think
Okay.
give me Bucky at number 4 for the time being. It'll change right now. Give me Bucky for the
It's
time
fluid.
being.
It's a fluid list.
Right. And then give me number 3. Give me Bijan Robinson number 3. Give me number 2. Give me Saquon at number 2 because I think number 1 is going to be Derrick Henry. I think Derrick Henry will.
Really?
I think he will. I think really that dual threat with him and Lamar Jackson, you're gonna have to figure out who you want to tackle. I really
Wow.
think that, and I'm really high on Derrick Henry. I've been very high on Derrick Henry ever since he's went to Baltimore. Tennessee fumbled the rock and let that man walk like that. You know what I'm saying? They let him go, and now Baltimore, he's wreaking havoc in Baltimore. I really think that they will do big things this year. I think they'll be 1-2. I think that top quarterback, top running back will be on the same team this year if they play their cards correctly. So give me Derrick Henry at number one.
Wow. And it Gibbs. See, I have Gibbs being my number one. I think
You
Jamar
got
Gibbs.
Gibbs. Okay,
I got
okay.
Gibbs number one. Um,
Uh huh.
I think Montgomery falls off. I think this is the year that Gibbs becomes the
Yeah.
number one running back in the NFL. He is just that kind of dynamic, and that I trust that Lions offense to get him the rock. So I really like Gibbs. Bijan, I'm going to put there third too. I like your third. I think that's a great spot for him because I got Gibbs, I got Barkley, I got Bijan, I got Derrick Henry. And the only reason I got Derrick Henry a little bit lower, as I know he's getting a little older, I think he's a little more Frank Gore player. I think he's got years left in him because I've always talked about this. You got 3 to 5 years as an NFL running back to be productive, especially in fantasy football. Because after that, that running back cliff starts to happen, man. I don't know why Christian McCaffrey is on this list. There must be a posthumous list. They're just kind of giving him his flowers. I don't think he's going to be a top 10 running back this year. I hope he stays healthy. I really, really do. But they need to do something with that field in San Francisco because guys just step on the field and then their ankles just tend to break. I don't know what it is. It's the same thing over here with this with the Commanders field too. Like if you go get on that field, you're gonna break your leg or something. And it's just bad juju over there or something. But it's going to be interesting to see. But we also got some sleepers because, again, we got this list here, but we're going to have some running backs because you're going to have to dig deep. There's going to be a lot of leagues out there where these top running backs are going to go, and you're going to have to look for some value. So give me your 2 sleeper running backs this year.
All right. So give me Isaiah Pacheco in Kansas City being the
Really?
sleeper. I think he'll have a bounce back
Wow.
year. I think he'll have a bounce
Oh,
back year. I think he
I
will.
hope. Oh, my goodness.
After last year, I think he'll have a bounce back year. I really still think that he can still be
Wow.
utilized at the running back position. I think he can. So Isaiah Pacheco. Now, I put him there because, okay, I understand he's still with Patrick Mahomes. He's still going to have something going on. But, since I'm doing all my research for my Panther podcast this week, the Panthers played the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm not gonna lie to you, Tank Bigsby is really, really showing up. I like Tank Bigsby. I really think that the running
Bigsby?
back by committee, Travis Etienne, is going to be the starter until he kind of has a regression like he kind of did last year. You know what I'm saying? But I think that Tank Bigsby might be another guy. And here's the reason why. I'm big on offensive coordinators. And
Okay.
Liam Cohen is
You
their
gotta
head
sell.
coach now.
You gotta sell this to me because I don't know. I just
And Liam
with
Cohen is their head coach.
Pacheco and
This is
Bigsby.
fantasy.
Cool.
We're talking fantasy football, man. I'm
Yeah.
not talking about how good this team is going to be. I'm talking
Duval.
about how the offense is going to be. It's the
Duval.
offense. We're talking about the offense. That's what we're talking about.
Well,
Well,
you
I'm not
gotta
talking about
crown
how
him.
good this
Then
team is.
you're gonna
I hope
crown
Jacksonville
him.
takes an L this week because I don't want to go on my Panther podcast and go 0-1 yet again. I don't want it. But when it comes down to points, give me Tank Bigsby right now. Give me Tank Bigsby. Give me him. So those 2 right there, I think the way this offense is going to run. Now, look, man, look. Let Tank Bigsby score the points and then let him get killed.
I got you.
Let him do that.
I
Come
got
on,
you.
man.
I'll
Don't
let
hurt
you
me.
slide on that. Woof.
Don't hurt me. Don't
All
hurt
right,
me.
I'm gonna give you my 2 sleepers because I don't know. I don't know if I can recover to that. Pacheco, I don't know. I think he's almost out of the league right now. And then Tank Bigsby, he on the side of the road on I-95 selling oranges. So I like. Oh my goodness, yeah, I'm out of it right now. Woo. Okay, my sleeper. Give me Tyrone Tracy Jr. I think he's going to be not just being a homer as
No,
a
I
New
like
York
it. No,
Giant,
I like it. I
but
do.
Tyrone Tracy Jr. I think he's going to be a safety valve for Russell Wilson. He's great out of the backfield. I think he's going to catch a lot of balls too.
Right.
I like him. So give me Tyrone Tracy Jr., I think he's going to be a top running back. I think he's going to be a top 10 running back in this league right now. He is that dynamic. He's a little guy, but I think he's going to do it. And then watch out for Brees Hall. I know Brees Hall is on this list. I know he's a bigger name. I know he's 14th, but I think Brees Hall is going to have a monster year. I think he's going to be a top 5 running back. If he stays healthy, he's going to score some points. I think him and Justin Fields being kind of that dual threat. You also got Braylon Allen back there too, which is a kind of a sleeper A and a sleeper B, because you got Brees Hall and Braylon Allen ain't nothing to mess with. He would be a starter on a lot of teams. So the Jets have a nice little two-headed monster there, like they do in Detroit, like they do in Tampa Bay. So that seems to be the hot thing in the NFL right now, is a two-headed monster running back. So Brees Hall and Tyrone Tracy Jr. There's a lot of special things going on in New York, New York. And yes, I am being a little bit of a homer, but those guys I think are going to have monster years. But I'm curious to see. We're going to get into talking about the rookies here. So give me a rookie that you're excited about that's not Aston Genty and not Onamarian Hampton, because those are two easy picks. So give me somebody other than those two guys that you, as a rookie, you're excited to see.
Well, you took one of them because I'm a big Ashton Genty guy. I
It's
like
that's an easy pick though, man. We
I
got
like him. I mean,
we
I
got a
know it
challenge.
is,
We
and it
challenge the
is,
brain here.
and it is. And I
Okay,
mean, and you're right. And I
this ain't
didn't put him
t-ball,
down.
baby. Well, I
I
can't
didn't put
just
him
tee it
down.
up for you.
I
Okay,
didn't put him down. No, I didn't. So I knew
I don't
that
even
was going
think
to be the
he's going to be the
first.
top rookie running
Right.
back. That's let's just put
Right.
it that way. I think he's going to have a great
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
but I don't think he's going to be the top Russian running back as a rookie.
I think Amarian's going to be. I mean, I really think so. I love Ashton Genty. I'm a big fan of him. I've been a fan of him since last year. And shout out to him, because that was where the Boise State offense went this past week, because they got pummeled. Pummeled.
Yeah,
Oh my God, they got pummeled in South
yeah,
Florida right there, baby.
mhm,
Lord of mercy. Shout out
yeah.
to Byron Brown, that quarterback. That young man can play. So he tore him up. But
Mm.
anyway, I hate to be this way because I don't think he's really taken a lot of um, reps with the first team. I want to see Cam Scatterbo. I really do. But I doubt it. I really doubt
I
it. I
know.
mean, for real,
I'm
that's the
excited
one
about
I
him.
really want. That's the guy I want. I doubt it though.
He's the second coming of CMC. I think he's
I
CMC part
think
two. Like
I
he
think
really
he'll
is, man.
be great. That's the one I'm wishing and hoping for. So I'm gonna say him for the time being, since you don't let me
I
pick
like
Ashton
that.
Genty. You won't let me pick him. You're being
No,
mean to
but
me on
you
the
tugged at
show.
my heartstrings. You brought me back in. You tugged at
But
my
I want him to
heartstrings.
play.
So
I like Cam though, and I think he's a very good pickup for the Giants. I really like that for the New York Football Giants. I really do. I think you guys will probably surprise a lot of people fantasy wise this year. I think you will, because with the way that, I mean, you've got Malik Neighbors, who's one of the top young wide receivers, and we'll be talking about wide receivers later on. I'm pretty sure he's probably on one of your lists. I'm pretty sure he is.
mhm.
But that offense is it's not a bad offense. I mean, the Giants are not a bad team. I mean, you got some building blocks. You got some things that you can build on, and especially it starts on the offensive side of the ball. So
Right.
hey, it's all good, man.
I
You play in a
appreciate
tough
that.
division though.
I
Oh my
appreciate
God,
that.
that division's tough. I mean, minus
Well,
the Cowboys. Sorry, I got to dig the Cowboys one time and one time only. But
that's fine.
yeah,
They
but
deserve it.
I want to say Cam. I'm gonna say Cam just for just for the story, the heartstring.
Right. I gotcha. For me, I think the number one rookie running back who's also going to challenge for offensive rookie of the year is going to be Travion Henderson, New England Patriots running back. I think he is going to do some special things. You talk about Drake May needing a dynamic runner. He needs a safety valve. Besides Diggs, you still have some suspect guys at wide receiver. So I think Henderson's going to do a lot of the backfield. I think he's going to catch a lot of screen passes. So don't be surprised, Travion Henderson being the number one rookie running back this year over Hampton, over Genty. I think he's going to challenge for offensive rookie of the year. I think he is that dynamic. My second one, if I had to throw another one in there, would be Quinishon Junkins
Yep.
in Cleveland, because Cleveland needs something special offensively. I'm hoping that the drama is behind him. I know he's getting with the team and taking some reps, so they may just ease him into there. But Judikins, I think, is another one. If you can pick him up in your fantasy football league in a later round, maybe fifth or sixth round, and those guys are still floating around out there. Travion Henderson, go get him. I think he's a second or third round pick. You need to grab him soon. But Judikins, I think he's one that you maybe can, if he's slid to the fourth or fifth round, pick him up because he's going to be a dynamic player. And I think the Browns need somebody offensively because when you have 167-year-old Joe Flacco playing quarterback, you're going to need some youth behind you carrying the rock. So we'll see, and we won't make fun of Cleveland too much, because they're the Browns. It's too easy. Again, it's like T-ball. We don't play T-ball here. It's Sideline Savants. We use our brain power. So lots of great stuff with the running back position. So I love the running back position, probably one of my favorite ones because you get just more bang for your buck here. But now we're going to get into that wide receiver position, one of my favorites. And of course, I got another question for you here. As an all-state long jumper at Archbishop Rummel High School, in Meterre, Louisiana, this wide receiver has a game day superstition where he changes his cleats at halftime during every game.
Jamar Chase.
Man, you are good. You are on fire. That is, you got it. Jamar Chase. Yep, because the Louisiana thing. I had it. Gave it away. That probably gave it away a little bit here. But Jamar Chase, our number one fantasy football wide receiver last year here, and is looking to be number one this year. A little over 328 points last year. Better than Jefferson, better than Neighbors, better than Collins, St. Brown. So, I mean, he is up there. I've had, again, 7 drafts, and I think in 4 of them, he was the number one pick overall.
Oh, yeah.
Was Jamar Chase, which is, it just goes to show you that the importance, I don't want to say is shifting. But people see points and value. And man, when you get someone like Jamar Chase, he is a phenomenal athlete here. But, we got him number 1, Justin Jefferson number 2, Pua Nakua at 3, which I think is a little, but we'll go there. Nico Collins, Amon-Ra St. Brown, the Sun God, who I think should be higher, top 5. CeeDee Lamb at number 6, which I don't think he should be over Neighbors just because, A, he's a Cowboy, but B, I think Neighbors is better. Brian Thomas Jr., I think, is better too. He needs to be up there. And then, Brown, London, McLaurin, now that he signed his contract. Ladd McConkey, who I think is going to vault himself this year. I think Ladd the Impaler is going to be a top 5 wide receiver in fantasy football this year. He is he's just one of those guys. He reminds me of Steve Largent. He's like the second coming of Steve Largent, man. He just has that kind of fluid motion to him. I think he's going to be great. Jackson Smith and Jigba, now that he's number 1 in Seattle, now that DK Metcalf is gone. Hill, a lot of questions about Hill, man. A lot of questions. Wilson rounding out the top 15. So with Chase being the number 1 wide receiver, do you think that Justin Jefferson is right there, or do the injury concerns, do you put somebody else into that second and third spot, or at least maybe in that second spot? Do you have someone other than Justin Jefferson? Because I have questions about him. You got JJ throwing you the ball, who's essentially a rookie, and you've had some injury concerns. Mm-hmm. So is he worth that high of a pick, or do you have somebody else on this list that you would vault into that second spot?
I still think that innocent until proven guilty. I still think he's still second. I still think he is. I know he's got a different quarterback, but you got to understand also too, that man made it happen with Sam Darnold. So that's another thing you got to take under consideration. Not saying that Sam Darnold's a bad quarterback, but he's had a lot of thoughts in his head about, is he able to do this? But he got put in a fantasy friendly offense, and Sam Darnold got his money. and that's good. He took
Yeah.
the money and ran. He did the Steve Miller Band. He took the money and ran, and that was
It was a
good.
it was a reclamation project. You know,
It was.
he showed himself.
He did.
He caught the ghosts. You know, later in his in that season last year. But you know,
He did,
look,
especially in the playoffs. Definitely.
when you do nothing years before, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
you're thrown into that position, how many guys have kind of, I want to say folded, but you know,
Oh
if you've
yeah.
never been in that position before, how do you know how to perform?
It's
So I
true.
think he did good even getting there. But
He
that's
did.
interesting. Justin Jefferson, number two. I'm putting Amon-Ra St. Brown there. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown at number two. He is such a fantastic wide receiver. He gets points. He's targeted I think almost the most in the league. He gets 10, 12, 15 targets a game. So,
Hmm.
I mean, I put him at number second. But again, this is where value comes into play. So, you know, if you're drafting, whose value do you see? Do you see St. Brown's value? Do you see Justin Jefferson? Justin Jefferson, the bigger boom. But Amon
Yep.
Ross St. Brown is the little more consistent one. So
Oh yeah.
that'd be interesting to see. But give me your two sleepers, wide receiver this year that people should be picking up in their leagues.
I'm really high on my man Juwan Jennings. I'm still high on him, my man from the
Wow.
49ers. I'm still high on him. I love third and Juwan. Third down, he's nasty third down. Third and Juwan, baby. Come on now. And it's not just the 49er fan coming out of me. I've seen it. Third and Juwan, it can be done. And also, too, I like Keon Coleman for the
Oh,
Buffalo Bills. I
that's a
like
good
Keon
one.
Coleman. I
He was
think
on
he
my short list.
Yes, I mean the way that the way like the way the offense is ran, the way that offense is ran, I I don't see why he wouldn't be a factor. That nothing to lose offense, and I call Buffalo's offense the nothing to lose offense because young guys at that receiver spot, Shakur and him, Dalton Kincaid at the tight end, and, and Josh made it happen. He made it happen.
Right.
So I don't see why he can't do it again. So Keon Coleman, third and Jawan, let's go.
Wow. That's a good one. Especially I like Coleman too. They did add Palmer there too, which is another one. Buffalo Bills. If you guys are looking for a late round wide receiver to kind of pick up, uh, Jordan Palmer coming over from the Chargers, I think he's going to be fantastic because, man, Josh Allen really hasn't much to throw to. I mean, since
Right.
Stephon Diggs left, Josh Allen's been throwing to Josh Allen. So I
That's
mean,
why the man
he's
won
got
MVP. That's why
yeah,
he won MVP. I
yeah,
mean, you
he
had to
was
give it
it.
to him.
He was it. So my two sleepers, Calvin Ridley. I think
Yes.
Calvin Ridley is going to be a number one wide receiver this year. I think he's going to be a top 10 fantasy wide receiver is because he's going to be the best wide receiver that my man Cam has there in Tennessee. So give me Calvin Ridley. Again, guys, late round picks. You're looking for somebody, or when guys start coming off the board, pick him up because he is going to get targets. He's going to be the number one. Look, I like Lockett too, but I just think he's going to be more of the safety valve. He's going to be more of the third down guy. Calvin Ridley is going to be more your deep threat. He still has a lot to prove in this league that he's still kind of sore about the way things and how things went down in Jacksonville. So give me Calvin Ridley. And the guy I am really high on this year, I mean, I'm talking about in the stratosphere, is going to be Rome Odunez. Rome
Ooh,
Odunez for the
Rome.
Chicago Bears, I think, is going to take over the number one spot for in that Chicago Bears uh, offense. He's going to score some points, and I think he's going to be again. He's going to crack this top 10 for wide receiver rankings. Why he's not top 15, I don't know, but he is going to be up there. Guys, go out and get yourself Rome Odunez. He is going to be a fantasy monster this year. Caleb Williams, the baby bear, is going to be targeting him and targeting him a lot. So Roma Dunez, Rome is burning, baby. So give me him.
Hey.
So watch out. Go get him. So we got rookies to talk about too. So, we can't forget about the rookies here. We've talked about, with Ted McMillan. I know he's going to be up there. I think he's phenomenal. But give me a rookie, again, not Ted McMillan, that you think is going to make an instant impact in this league this year.
You already know I'm going with Travis Hunter on this one.
Ooh,
I'm going with
oh,
Travis Hunter. Now you can't let
really?
me have Ted, which one? Once again, I know, and I know why,
I can't. I
and
can't.
I do.
Gotta
I
lay
know
him up
why.
there, man.
I get it. No, for real, I really
Yep.
do. I get it because I didn't want to go the safety valve either. I didn't want that at all. Um, but I will say that Travis, I think will once again. I'm wanting to see. This is fantasy football wise. This is not how this team is going to do. But I think with the way that Liam Cohen, he's more than likely going to be calling these plays on
Right.
the offense with him being a former offensive coordinator. I think that
Duval.
he will have a say in this, and I think that he will put Travis Hunter in there. Those splash plays, I think that he will make that happen. I'm gonna go with Travis Hunter. Make it happen right there, Travis.
And guys, go out and pick Travis Hunter because he was listed on the Jacksonville lineup sheet as wide receiver starter, backup cornerback. So it looks like he's going to play more wide receiver than cornerback. But I cannot wait for that moment where he can score a touchdown receiving and intercept a ball and score a touchdown. I think that's coming this year. I would love to see that. The double dip on points. We'll see if that happens. But my rookie, that guys is going to be instant success, is Amika Imbuka over
Ha
there
ha.
in Tampa Bay.
Yep.
I think Baker Mayfield is going to love this kid. Look, Mike Evans, Hall of Famer. Just
Oh
give him
yeah.
the gold jacket, Hall of
Oh yeah.
Famer. Let's go. He scores touchdowns. He is phenomenal, but he does get hurt, and he's getting a little long in the tooth.
Mm-hmm.
How many more years he's got left there? But Mbuka is going to make an instant impact because you still have the injury to Godwin. He's not going to be back super early. You
Yeah.
have the injury to McMillan. So you got him. So Mbuka is going to slide right in there as the number 2 wide receiver. And I think he's going to end up being Baker Mayfield's favorite target. So if you can get him early, grab him because he is going to be worth it. He is going to be a top 5, top 10 I think top 10 wide receiver. And I think he's going to, again, you talk about a rookie that's going to set the world on fire. This kid has an opportunity to do that. So I really, really am big on him. So Mbuka, go out and get him. Even though he's a rookie, he did not play like it
No.
this preseason. So he looked phenomenal. So that's my little rookie there. And now we're going to get into the probably the most difficult position in fantasy football because you talk about a drop off. I mean, things drop off a little bit. It kind of slowly goes down when you talk about running back. It kind of slowly goes down when you talk about quarterback. But when you talk about tight end, it just it's like instant cliff. So this is probably one of the most difficult positions in fantasy football to run with every week. There's no consistency anymore. We do have a couple of guys, but I got another question for you. This tight end was first team All American by the end of his freshman year. He also won the John Mackey Award as the nation's top tight end twice.
Now this one I am gonna get wrong. I'm gonna say Sam Laporta. I know I'm wrong, but
No,
it's not
no,
it.
man. Cause come on, man. We got my man Brock Bowers. A little just for men there needed, but my man
Yeah.
Brock Bowers, the number 1 tight end last year. He
Ah,
set the world on
on
fire.
fire.
He reset the tight end rankings in fantasy football, literally scoring points like a wide receiver. And I think he's going to be the number 1 tight end this year in fantasy football. Again, he is a monster. I think he's going to be Geno Smith. Just Geno, don't worry about your wide receivers. Just get the ball to Brock Bowers. So give me Brock Bowers is a monster. But I do want to pause real quick. We're going to pay a little homage because I remember not that long ago there used to be a top tight end who would go first round because I know Brock
Every time.
Bowers is going first round.
Every time.
Brock Bowers first round pick this year, not even a question. But we miss our man Travis Kelsey, so we're going to have an ode to Travis Kelsey. I think his years of being that first round draft pick are behind him. And so, rightfully so. He's earned the respect, he's earned that right. He is now, of course, going to drift off and become Mr. Swift officially. So, um, we love you, Travis, from the fantasy football guys. You've won a lot of leagues. You've helped us out a lot, but it's time for you to just kind of sink, and you're now maybe fifth, sixth round pick. So unfortunately, via con Dios, my man, Mr. Travis Kelsey. So he is still on this list. He's eighth on the list, but I think
Mm-hmm.
that's eighth and falling fast because look, he's had a great career, Hall of Fame career. He's got the rings. He's got the girl. What else? What else do you need? I mean, the guy is every man's fantasy. He is really that, and he was a fantasy football monster. But now it's time to bring in the new breed. You got Brock Bowers up there. Trey McBride has become a phenomenal addition to the Cardinals. You still got your man Kittle there, who just signed his extension. As long as he stays healthy, a little disappointed. Hawkinson, if he can stay healthy. Evan Ingram, I don't know about him being top five. I really
No,
don't. No, like I don't
no,
know where that come from. He is
no.
so inconsistent with the Giants and then with the Jags. I don't know why they pick him five. I like Sam Laporta, but again, just didn't show up last year. Jonnu Smith, who is now with Pittsburgh, on this list. I think he vaults to number five because he showed something last year, and I think with Aaron Rodgers, Aaron, he needs a little help there in Pittsburgh. I think Jonnu Smith is going to be his top tight end. So, guys, if you have Jonnu Smith out there and he's kind of just hanging around, go get him now because Aaron Rodgers loves a tight end and he
Oh
loves
yeah.
throwing to a big body. And so Jonnu Smith's going to get a lot of points here. So, um, to tight end or not to tight end, is a tight end worthy of a first round pick?
No, no. It's too
Really?
stacked. It's too stacked at the quarterback position. Too stacked at the wide receiver position. Because, when you were talking about beforehand how the trajectory is changing, wide receivers are looked at as your assets. We saw Jamar Chase in our fantasy league with the Boom Fellas. He went first,
Right.
and I get it. I understand why, but it's too risky, man. It doesn't make sense to me, especially with the tight ends that we have. No disrespect to them. I can't really see me drafting Brock Bowers over Jamar Chase if I had a number one pick. I
Well,
can't see me
yeah, I can
doing
see
that. I
that.
really can't.
But
It's a
even at
stretch. I can't see
even
me
at
drafting him.
12, even at
I can't see
12,
me drafting him over
13.
Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
I can't see that. I mean, I love Brock. I love a tight end as well too. I love big tight ends. I mean, George Kittle is number three. That's my dude. I love George to death. I used to fight everybody all day long saying that George was better than Travis Kelsey, although I was wrong.
Right.
I still wanted to say George is still one of those tight ends. He's one and two. If he's not the best, he's in the top two. I've always said that. But I mean, I like Brock, but no, no.
That's interesting, man. It's a stretch for me too, but at the same time, if you have that 11th or 12th pick where especially if you're in a snake
Oh,
draft and
I
you
get
come
that.
back around,
Okay,
maybe because again, you have those three guys, Bowers, McBride, and Kittle, and then you got a cliff. I mean, it kind of falls off.
that's
It's
it.
not as
That's it.
I'm not saying Hawkins is not bad. I'm not saying Ingram week to week may get you something.
But that's it.
Yeah, I mean, and then Kincaid, I think Kincaid was a huge disappointment last year in
Very
Buffalo.
much.
I think he has a bigger bounce back year this year at the tight end position. But all right, well, give me two sleepers at your tight end that obviously are not on this list. You only got 10 guys, but give me two sleepers that people should be kind of paying attention to.
Now you did hit on Dalton Kincaid. I think that he will have a bounce back year. I think he will.
I like that.
So I like Dalton Kincaid, but also too give me Hunter Henry for the New England Patriots. Give me Hunter
Okay.
Henry. I
Okay.
think that Drake will have a little fun with this offense this year. He's got a running back in there. He's got a young running back. He's got a new toy. He's got a new toy in Stephon Diggs. I think they're gonna forget about Hunter Henry over there. I think they're gonna forget about him. That third and 3 with that little play pass. Throw it in there in the end zone. He'll
Right.
get underneath points. I think that he will. So I like those two guys. Of course, with Josh Allen, what he does at nothing to lose offense, Kincaid will get plugged in there. But I like Hunter Henry a lot. I really
That's
do.
interesting, and you can see that. And again, week to week, it gets really tough with tight ends. You may have to get one or two of them and flip flop them. Um, I'm going to talk about him, and I know I shouldn't because
Do
a
it.
lot of people
Say
make
it.
fun of him.
Say
But
it.
my man, Kyle Pitts, Kyle Pitts, fantasy football owners for the last 4 years have been waiting for Kyle Pitts to show up, and I think he does this year because what I saw last year, especially if Penix is the quarterback, Kyle Pitts is going to show up this year. I think I'm going to get struck by lightning um, before that actually happens, but I am selling it right now. This is not going to age well, but guys, Kyle Pitts, tight end, he's going to be a top tight end this year because it's one of those things. It's like finally, I think we're gonna have a finally moment with Kyle Pitts. And then I'm digging deep. I'm digging deep in the bag, dude. I'm digging
Go.
deep in the bag. AJ Barner for the Seattle Seahawks. Now that Noah Fant is gone, you got
Wow.
Sam I am Darnold in there. He's going to need some help. DK Metcalf is gone. So you got Jackson Smith and Jigba. You don't have Tyler Lockett anymore. So who is he going to get the ball to? They're waiting for another wide receiver to show up. But A.J. Barner, I think tight end, I think he's going to get a lot of opportunity. So he's going to get a lot of passes thrown his way. So if you guys, again, late round, you need a tight end, you got to get somebody that's going to get you some points. A.J. Barner's going to be there for you, and he's going to get some points. So go out and get yourself a tight end that's going to be targeted. I mean, and that's what you want to see is you want to see targets. You want to see guys throwing the ball their way, and I think Barner is going to be that in Seattle. Give me a rookie. Give me one of your rookies this year, tight end. I mean, I know there's a few of them out there. Tight end rookies. Who do you think is going to make the grade this year and become fantasy relevant?
Once again, I don't like it. I don't like it. The tight end spot for the rookies is a little murky
It
as
is.
well too. But I like this kid's name, and I think with an upstart offense, with an upstart quarterback, it'll be good. Give me Chig Okonkwo. Give me Chig.
Okay.
I like Chig. Big
Okay.
body, strong guy. I think Cam is gonna make a little something out of him. But give me Chig. I like him.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I'm going a little bit more too, and I don't know why I'm selling or buying the Bears as much as I am. I love Rome, but give me Colston Loveland. Big recruit
Okay.
out of college, top draft pick. Look, I know the Bears had Cole Kmet, who was a serviceable tight end, but they obviously see something special in this kid. So I'm thinking Loveland's going to have himself a pretty good year. It's time for guys to bubble up. You got Warren out there, and you got a couple other guys. You got the and of course I didn't write his name down, but they're in Seattle. Arroyo, I believe his name is. So I mean, you've got a few tight end rookies out there. I think Warren is going to do something, but he's got Danny Dimes throwing to him. So I also look at that a lot too. So you look at these tight ends, you look at the wide receivers. I kind of put their value of okay, who's getting them the ball. See, the wide receiver running back position, you hand the ball off. Anybody can do that.
Of course.
So that's a little bit different. But when you look at tight ends and you look at wide receivers, who's going to get them the ball? And I like Loveland better. I think Caleb Williams is going to be able to get him the ball. That's why I think he's a little bit better than Warren this year in Indianapolis because Danny Dimes. We buried you once, Danny. I get a little choked up because my man, the commissioner, I miss you. But yeah, I miss you, buddy. So anyway, Man, what an episode. First one. Super excited. What are you most excited for this weekend, football wise? Fantasy football, anything. What do you got? What are you most excited about?
I am excited for week one of the NFL, of course.
Right.
But I'm not going to lie to you. After the fiasco of week one in college football, I'm looking forward to week two. I mean, everybody all bashing Arch Manning. Everybody bashing Alabama. Alabama's 21st in the nation.
Right.
I looked at the rankings today and had to look at it again, refresh the page. They're 21st in the nation.
Yep.
Oh Lord, and
Nick Saban ain't walking through that door.
oh man, you better quit. Old Tommy ran his mouth though, and backed it up too. And then of course, my Carolina Tar Heels crapped the bed on Monday night. It was rough. It was sad.
I don't think you want to talk about that.
And y'all know Michael Davis is belly laughing at me right now while watching this episode. I get it, and that's fine. I get it, but
Right.
I am still looking forward to week two of college football. Post Lee Corso. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate everything, but I'm looking forward to just football in general. Week two of college football, week one of the NFL. More sideline savants, more hoops and helmets. All of that stuff that we've got going for Boom, what we're going to be talking about with the NFL and with college football and with fantasy football too. I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be great doing this with you. You're going to handle biz with this. I know Wayne is happy, and Wayne the model is still the man. Thank you so much for what you've done.
Sir.
My big dog, Wayne the model.
Sir.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Jason, for having me on the show.
Well, I
Again,
appreciate you, Smitty. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you being here. I'm excited for week one. I'm excited for fantasy football. I'm excited for football. I love this time of year. That's one of the best times of the year with everything going on. And I'm also excited for next week's show because I love week one. And then everybody who bombs, it's just overreaction week one. So I am super excited for everybody who bombs this weekend or their star doesn't show up. And then all of a sudden they're putting that guy on blast and they're trading him away week two. I'll be waiting for those trades week two. So when you guys, crap the bed here week one and you overreact on Monday, Tuesday, send your trades my way. So that's what I'm waiting for. So, but man, I thank you very much, Mr. Smitty. We're going to go off today. And we're going to say, see you later to my man, Travis Kelce. When it comes to fantasy football relevance, you have ended your career on a high note. And we love that note. So, Mr. Smitty, I appreciate you, man. Again, Sideline Savants, Wednesdays, 12 p.m. Boom Broadcasting. Check us out here. Like and subscribe. Hit me up, guys, if you got any questions, comments, concerns. I love y'all. Thank you very much. We will see you next week.